Sam, the Cat Without a Tail by Gloria Lintermans.
Come and see what I have for you,
called Alex's mum as she opened the car door and carefully pulled out a cardboard box. Alex lifted the lid and peeked inside. An adorable furry face looked up and at him.
"Oh, Mum!
Alex gasped.
A kitten!"
Alex carried the box inside the house where the new kitten climbed out.
"Sam!
Alex announced.
I'm going to call you Sam."
Seeing the new kitten, Alex's big brother Richard burst out laughing. Pointing at Sam, he said,
"He has no tail. All he has is a stub of fur. He's a stubby."
Sam had no idea what was wrong. He'd always looked like this. So he licked Alex's face. At least Alex still liked him. After a few days, becoming comfortable in his new home, Sam decided to walk around the big backyard. Something in the corner of the yard caught his eye. It was a huge fluffy cat, his tail high in the air.
My name is Andy, and I'm a Persian cat from the house behind yours.
He said, as a way of introducing himself. Sam began to reply.
"My name is Sam."
Andy interrupted.
You're a stubby, if ever I saw one.
Just then, two little kittens arrived from next door. Tumbling over each other, they almost smacked right into Sam and Andy.
"Hi!
They meowed.
We live next door. We're habitats."
Sam watched as the three cats chased each other around the yard, racing up and down tree trunks and running under bushes. He wanted to play too, but he couldn't swish his little puff of a tail to let them know. When they got tired of their games, Andy and the kittens laid down to nap. Andy curled his long, fluffy tail around himself, making a cosy pillow for his head. The little kittens, on the other hand, wound themselves up into one furry ball, their tails tangled together. Sam was very sad because he looked different than the other cats with their long tails. He quickly ran back into the house to hide in the kitchen pantry. Oh dear, the pantry door suddenly swung shut behind him. Sam had to wait in the dark until Alex came home from school. He meowed loudly so Alex could find him.
"Sam!
Alex exclaimed when he opened the pantry door.
Why are you in here? Let's go outside."
In the front yard, Sam sat on the fence and watched Alex ride his bicycle. At that moment, Buster, the dog from the house across the street, spotted Sam. He raced over to the fence and jumped up and down, barking loudly at Sam, who tried his best not to fall. Sam was scared. Suddenly, there was a great hissing and spitting noise as Andy charged towards Buster, whose long, bushy tail was standing straight up in the air. Still barking, Buster turned on his heels and raced back across the street. Scared and upset, Sam decided he would never go outside again. He spent the next few weeks cowered under the table and in corners. At night, he squeezed under Alex's bed to hide. One day, Aunt Marcia came to visit. Alex and his mother had spent that morning making lemonade and baking cookies. Sam watched them set the snacks out on the patio table from his hiding spot behind the screen door as soon as Aunt Marcia arrived. She was wearing a big hat covered in beautiful ribbons and feathers. As they sat, enjoying their meal and each other's company, Aunt Marcia noticed Andy and the 2 tabby kittens playing in the garden. "Are all of these your cats?" she asked.
No,
Alex answered.
this one is Andy, from the house behind ours, and the kittens are from next door. I have a new cat though, but he hides a lot. His name is Sam.
At that moment, a great gust of wind pulled Aunt Marcia's hat off her head, sending it high into the air. "Oh no!" she cried out. "My best hat!" Alex tried to catch the hat by reaching for the ribbons, but failed. The 2 kittens sprang into the air, but were too short. Even Andy missed when he tried to reach it with his large paw. When the hat flew closer, Sam leapt out the door and sprang up onto the wall. He quickly snatched at the ribbons to stop it, took the edge of the brim in his mouth, and pulled the hat back over to Alex. Alex took the hat from Sam.
Wow,
He said,
that was so clever, Sam. Come and meet Aunt Marcia, and please, never hide again.
Grateful to have her hat back, Aunt Marcia straightened the feathers and ribbons and tied it under her chin. "Thank you, Alex," she said, looking down at Sam. "Who is this?"
This is my cat, Sam.
Alex replied. Aunt Marcia bent down and stroked Sam's head. "What a great cat," she said. "And how lucky you are. Sam is a Manx cat and they're very special. So strong and smart. They're the only cats without a tail. Just a lovely puff of fur." Andy and the kittens congratulated Sam on his amazing catch, and Alex rewarded Sam with a tasty cat treat. Now Sam understood that he could join in the fun and games, that he could nap under the tree with Andy, and that he could give the kittens rides on his broad and strong back. Sam didn't mind if they called him Stubby anymore. He knew that he was one of a kind, a very special Manx cat, a cat without a tail. We hope you enjoyed the story. You can find out more about Manx cats and author Gloria Lintermans by clicking on the link in the description below. Why not buy the book and read along?